Hello, A Day with Caleb. We are back with another pickups video. And yes, our new release person has made it more than one time. Because my other new release person, only one time, never wrote me back any of my messages. Not like I did a ton. I did one or two and never responded, so we found a Facebook Marketplace guy. Well, actually, it's a movie group, like fan movie group, fellow collectors that will occasionally sell stuff on that group. Uh, and I found this guy randomly on there. I forget what I was looking for. I think Loki season one because I didn't want to pay like $40 or something. So I think he had it, and then we hit it off talking about movies and stuff, and he has slowly made it to where I get not all my new releases, most of my new releases from him. Some of the more sought after titles it's harder for him to get multiple copies of, but he does hook me up. He set aside WandaVision for me. He held it so I could get it. That was great. If he's watching, I don't know. I don't. I didn't tell him I have a channel. Kind of want to keep him secret because he supplies me with all these goodies. But these are just some of the ones I've picked up over the past week, months. He kind of puts them in a pile, and then we work out a price and shipping and all that. And then when I'm ready, I'll pay for them, and he'll send them. Well, I kind of pay in little chunks, but these obviously didn't just come out. It's been a while, but had a lot of videos in the works recently, so this kind of just was pushed on the back burner. But I am excited to check some of these out. A lot of these I haven't seen yet, so comment down below. It's been enough time now. If you've seen these, comment and let me know. But most of these I'll probably watch within the next day or two after shooting this. So if you comment, maybe by then I'll have seen it and can converse with you about them. Let's just dive right in. Saw 10, Saw X. It's picking up the glare. Usually it's not bad here. That's a little better. But Jigsaw's back, kind of. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I think most of us know this is kind of set in between. Was it the last Saw and Jigs? No, Jigsaw's a prequel too. This is, set between the events of Saw 1 and 2. Okay, interesting. So I'm curious creatively how they do that. Of course, Tobin Bell, he's looked the same for like 20, 30 years, so maybe it's not. Do they do the backwards hat again like they did? Was that in 6? We wore the backwards hat in flashbacks? Comment down below. I think it's 6, but we'll see. Kind of, hit or miss with Saw. I really love the first one because it's kind of a psychological thriller. 2, mostly stuck with that. And then 3 to the rest were kind of just mindless killing traps. I don't know. some were okay, some were just bad. There are a couple story arcs though in the background of those movies that are pretty interesting. Meeting Karen Ailes, the doctor in most of those, who is in Princess and the Bride. He was, when I met him, it was at not Walker Stalker. They kind of rebranded a new company. It was Fandemic, which was a play on what happened the year prior, or maybe 2 years prior by that point. But mostly Walking Dead cast with a few extras, but I got him to sign that. And actually, at Ada Walker Stalker is where I met Tobin Bell. Those are on Celebs I've Met. There's a whole playlist. If you're unfamiliar, go check those out. A sequel to Meg, Meg 2, the Trench. So Meg 1 was kind of ridiculous, but in a good way. Hopefully this is kind of the same. Of course, I don't know if you can beat that underwater opening with the girl, right? I don't know, but he's kind of on the jet ski with rocking the spear, so who knows? It might be a fun time. And then this, I've heard all the buzz. Barbieheimer was a real thing. Our future generations will be talking about that for years. This feels heavy. Is there anything? No, just disc. Wow, there's 3 discs. So I don't know if this is a standard release or if I got like a special edition one. But I'm excited to check Oppenheimer out. Little behind Barbie. I got Barbie months ago at this point. And it was okay. Not, I think it might have been a little overhyped. I hope I don't get hated on for that, but it was okay. Some of the storylines were just not for me, but the both films creating that cultural moment was fun. All those memes, I know you've seen them out there. I talked about actually when I got Barbie, but so many good memes. And sometimes that's what a movie does, creates good memes. Like After Earth, the Fast franchise with We're Family. Anyway, this is the 3rd film in the Kenneth Branagh, like the Agatha Christie mystery movies. Of course, Orient on the Orient Express, or Murder on the Orient Express, sorry. Then the sequel was, it wasn't Death in the Nile, was it? Maybe it was. That one was so forgettable. It was laughable how forgettable that was. Hopefully this is better than that one. It looks like a pretty good cast here. Tina Fey, Kenneth Branagh, Jamie Durham. Yeah, so pretty good. Michelle Yeoh. Okay, I see ya. But this one, I guess, is more kind of supernatural. I'm hoping it's where it's supernatural, but it turns out to be kind of like Scooby-Doo, where it, ghost or whatever, but it turns out to be this elaborate setup and they reveal the whole thing. That would be cool. But we'll see. I don't know. Oh, and you keep forgetting about stuff. This is technically a Disney film now, because they own 20th Century Fox. So will we get any more of the Kenneth Branagh, Agatha Christie mysteries? Comment down below if you think they'll do any more now that Disney owns Fox, 20th Century Fox. That would be interesting to see where Disney would take it, because first one great, second one kind of forgettable. We'll see about this third one, but do they continue that? I don't know. Speaking of a third movie in a trilogy now, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. Why they still call it My Big Fat Greek Wedding instead of just My Big Fat Greek Life or My Big Fat Greek 3. I guess you can't really name it anything else. It's just weird because I don't think the sequel had a marriage, did it? It just talks about a brand new adventure and a family reunion in Greece. Nothing about a wedding. So why they continue to call it My Big Fat Greek Wedding when there's no weddings? I don't know. Someone explain that to me. Kind of weird, but anyway. And speaking of franchises, another one I was hyped about, but it seems, from what I've read online, not as good as we were hoping. Expendables, which is 4, but they put the 4 in with the A. Kind of what Scream has done and some other movies. Most of the cast did return, and we have additions of 50 Cent, Megan Fox. Was John the third one? There's a couple new additions. So I'm still excited to see it, but from what I've heard, it's actually worse than 3, which is a big feat to accomplish, because 3 was nothing special either. Speaking of third films, I'm really excited about this one. The second one of these was one of my favorite action movies, right there with John Wick, and that is Equalizer 3. I think Denzel said this would be the last one. And they have a TV series with Queen Latifah, right? Kind of like a spin-off, where she's like a vigilante of sorts taking out bad guys, I think. I haven't watched the show. But it has this kind of backing, which I always do. And I use these, well, it's hard to see, but this plastic to kind of put over it. One for protection, yes, not that I'm really concerned about that, but the main purpose is just to keep these backers on. Because if you kind of just put them on a shelf, this kind of flaps down and gets crushed. It kind of, when you pull it out, sometimes this stays behind. So it mainly just to keep all the stuff that's supposed to be with the steelbook with the steelbook. But what do you put plastic wrap on your steelbooks or DVDs? I've seen some collections that put this over every DVD, VHS, anything they have, they put plastic wrap. I think that's kind of, maybe if you have a smaller collection, like let's say 1,000, 2,000. You could probably get away with that because, you know, they're not cheap, but I think for that range you could probably sleeve up your entire collection. My collection, no. There's no way I would ever have time, money, energy to sleeve all my collection. That would be. And then with the clamshells, you really couldn't sleeve that up. Some of the big bulkier like gift sets I have, you couldn't really do that. So I wouldn't be 100% sealed, if you know what I mean. But you know, different strokes for different folks, I guess. Do you do any kind of protection with your media? Do you have these little plastic protectors? Let's look at the steelbook. That's a beautiful steelbook. It kind of, well, let's open it up actually. You can see there. So it's kind of saying he is the law, because this is what you see outside of the courthouses. The lady with the tilted scales, good and evil. So that is pretty neat. Then my most anticipated from this group, and we've already mentioned it, if you've forgotten what I said, WandaVision. That was terrible. WandaVision. Who else has the theme song playing in their head? But this is still sealed. I will open it, but I will keep the collectible cards sealed. It comes with collectible art cards, and then the backing there. I'll keep one sealed because Josh gave me his postcards. I mean, they're cool. I kind of wanted like actual scenes of the movie. Like this is never in the show. I get it's concept art, and you kind of play from that and get your show from there. But actual film shots of the show would have been cooler. But that's just a little nitpick. I love that the case is red, and we're going to show off the steelbook right now. Have the little backer there. Okay, this is neat. I love that, actually. Love the case. So we have the red, which is, if some of you don't know, is my favorite color. Spider-Man's my favorite character. What else is red? For years I followed the MJ and the Bulls. Red. There's a lot of red in my life that I love, which is great. But this is cool. So I'll keep these sealed. Oh, let's show off the inside. I follow a channel that's all they do is buy steelbooks and show the inside and outside. I always think that's very cool. But that is neat. WandaVision. Oh, got a little stuck there. But how many of these Disney Plus movies and shows do you think they'll release on physical media? They did Loki, Mando 1 and 2 I didn't get. That's more Josh's thing. WandaVision, so that's 4. Then they did Prey, which technically Fox, but they own Fox. which technically was put out by Hulu, which Disney, I guess, fully owns now. They kind of half owned it, but now I think they bought out. I think Universal was the other player that owned some of Hulu. Anyway, how many? I wish they would go back and release the bangers like Fillmore. Most people don't remember that show on Disney. Fillmore, he was like he led this like school patrol safety team that dealt with like school drama and like spray paint. Like this guy would go around tagging walls, and they had to figure out who it was, and then there were people cheating on tests, and it was so great. On YouTube, go look up Fillmore intro. It is such a good intro and such a good show. Lloyd in Space, another one, so good. List your favorite Disney shows down below. You could go back. They have released like Darkwing Duck, Gummy Bears. I don't think that's the full release, though. I think they just released like Volume 1 and they never did like a Volume 2. That would be neat. But that was it for this new release stack. Again, a couple weeks or months late at this point, but comment down below if you've seen any of these movies, which was your favorite, which was not your favorite. Do you like the Steelbook releases? Like, subscribe, share with a movie lover. Until next time, get yourself a new release person, not mine, and keep collecting.